So this isn't the same fixture you just saw in the video. This is the fixture for the Fiesta ST, and the one you saw was for a Focus ST. Same concept though. So first off, I really didn't need to use a fixture plate for this product just because the demand wasn't very up when I started making this thing. It was good experience to make this fixture plate, but I mean, I didn't really need to. Soft jaws would have sufficed for this, making custom soft jaws instead of this big fixture plate. No big deal though, good experience. So to start off with, I needed to hold these raw pieces of aluminum stock, and I used this Mighty Bite product called a Pitbull. These Pitbull clamps they basically work just like this, and they wedge in this little pocket right here, and this little knife edge right here, it pushes into the material and holds it down. So I use these 26020 tool steel knife edge, and basically when you make these, they tell you everything you need to know about how to machine the pocket for it. I mean, this C dimension here, you come over here and it's a 1/2 inch pocket, and it tells you where the bolt location is. It's 0.2 away from this side of the pocket, and it tells you how far with this 1/2 inch pocket, which is B 0.187 deep, how much you're going to be clamping onto the piece of material, which is this D dimension. So Mighty Bite really makes it easy for you when you want to design fixtures, because they tell you everything you need to know basically. Well, they should for how much these things cost. So you have to go through a distributor to buy these things, and Mighty Bite sells 8 in a package for $110. MSC Industrial does a really good job. They get them to you really fast, and it's I mean, they just work. I mean, regardless of how expensive they are, they work very good. So in the original, well, they're still not this way. I don't have these clamps right here. I basically just wedge these against the material and push it against this aluminum, basically the aluminum pocket that was machined in the fixture plate itself. So I did that. I knew it would wear out over time, so I figured I'd put these are called Talon Grip clamps from Mighty Bite as well. They're just a stationary clamp, and that they just have a serrated edge or a knife edge, just like the Pitbull clamp did. I use these in my Carve Smart jaws for my vise, these 32050, and once again they tell you everything you need to know about how to machine the pocket to use these things. Super beneficial. So that was my thought later on after this had gotten worn out enough, basically. So when you loosen these Pitbull clamps up, they're pretty flexible, and you can easily slide in a new piece of material, then clamp them down, and then the knife edge of the Pitbull clamp sort of just pushes into the material, and then this would push into the material as well once you tighten those down. That was my thought, at least. I never got that far. I actually stopped machining these because, once again, the demand was fairly low. Now going to the finish side over here, so after I machine the first operation right here, flip them over and finish them off, basically just deck off this top and make these little pockets here. But I knew this wasn't a cosmetic part. Basically once you put it on top of the transmission, you never see it again. However, people still like to see a nice part once it gets delivered to them, which they put a little mark in there. I used these Pitbull clamps once again, but this was on a finished side of the part. So you see this little dimple, it's almost like a scratch mark, and I didn't think anything of it. I mean, once again, it's not a cosmetic part. It didn't hurt the functionality, but I could have done better. Mighty Bite also makes these other fixture clamps, and they work on like a cam action bolt. And once you tighten them down, then one of the sides of this hexagon pushes into the side of the part, holding it down. There's a lot less holding force with these, but you can counter that with taking a lot lighter cut, and it doesn't make any mark onto your part. These are just a flat edge, as you can see here, just a straight flat edge. So these really would have worked a lot better. And once again, I probably would have got this 10207 right here, 1032 bolt, and they're 1/2 inch and wide basically, so from flat to flat they're 1/2 inch, and I probably would have gotten something like that instead of those Pitbull clamps to hold this down right here, and then that would have stopped the little mark on the part. But hindsight is always 20/20. Aside from that, on this fixture, on every fixture that I ever made, I found the center of the whole plate, this whole plate, and then I always made this little hole right here. And this hole is a 1/2 inch in diameter and a 1/4 inch deep. And I always made the origin point in the center at the bottom of that hole. And that was basically the start of machining this entire plate. So I take every cut based off the center of the bottom of that hole right there. It just made it really easy to make things. Just with that one hole. I don't know, it just seems super simple. I am very certain that that's just how things are done in the machining world. You have an easy origin point like that. And I had the Saunders Machine Works fixture plate. Actually, I still do. I don't use it a whole lot anymore. But I put 2 dowel pins in the front of that fixture plate, and then I push that against the dowel pins, push this whole fixture plate against the dowel pins in the Saunders Machine Works fixture plate, and then I tightened everything down with strap clamps. Now, I could have made counterbore holes in these to line up perfectly with the fixture plate, but I decided not to do that either. It was just easier to do it with strap clamps, even though I hate them very much. One thing I forgot to bring up was I could have used locating rails, which is another Mighty Bite product. Instead of wedging up against the side of this aluminum pocket right here for these raw pieces of stock, I could have used these locating rails and put those in there instead. Just machine a channel and put these hardened steel. I don't know if they're hardened or not. Well, maybe they're not hardened. Just low carbon steel. Doesn't matter. They would have worn a lot less with those rather than just this aluminum piece. But that was the other thought, instead of using this Talon grip clamp. So there's many ways you could have really done this, and this was just the easiest way that I came up with right off the bat with my rookie status in the machining world. Well, it still is rookie status, but I'm just saying, like, it was the first thing that I came up with, and it was the easiest way I knew how to do it. So that's how I did it. Like I said, it was a super good learning process, and I don't regret doing it. But I really could have used just soft jaws, and that would have been just as easy. So, oh well, I think that's it for now. So thanks for watching.